Hi there, it's me again, Jack Wallen. And today might come off as a little bit ranty, but trust me when I tell you that there is something of value here. It's not just me going off on, well, you'll find out in a moment. You probably already understand by the title, but there's actually more to it than that as well. This came about over the weekend when someone who has been a fan of my writing for a very long time pointed out to me that she had subscribed to my YouTube channel and even clicked the little bell so she would get notifications for any new video that I would post. And it turns out that she wasn't getting the notifications. And we kind of had a back and forth about how, well, that was kind of par for the course, and how hard it is these days for anyone to get to be seen by anyone and to gain any sort of audience. It happens on YouTube, it happens as a writer, it happens everywhere. And for a while I joked around about how I was jinxed and that it was the universe was against me, and that was a joke. But here's the thing. And I have drawn this conclusion a number of times over the years on a number of different occasions and for a number of different things. And that conclusion is to hell with the algorithms. Yeah, to hell with them. You see, those algorithms aren't built to work for me and you. They weren't. They were built to work for big companies. That's it. And that's all they work for. They don't work for us. They don't. And the thing that really bothers me about this, I believe, is that, and I have witnessed this for so many times, is that even though people like me understand that the algorithms aren't there for the sole purpose of helping me find or helping people find me as an artist, there have been times in my life where I have got caught up trying to give in to the algorithms and do everything I could to make things work, to make things happen for me, to bring an audience to me. And after doing that for a while and getting inordinately frustrated because the results just don't pay off, especially given the amount of hard work you have to put into trying to game the system, I realized that it doesn't matter. No matter how much hard work I put in to trying to figure out how to make those algorithms and the various systems work for me, they don't. And inevitably, I just come to the conclusion, as stated in the title, to hell with the algorithms. But the problem is that there are a lot of people out there who change the way they work, who change the way they think, who change the art that they create based on the algorithms. Their goal is to get as many likes and as many views as they can, because they assume that those views and likes equate to an audience. And in some cases that works. But in some cases it builds a sort of false security that you've put in the work to beat the algorithms, you've developed you've amassed a bunch of followers, and that's it. What they have done, and I'm not criticizing anybody, I'm really not, but what they have done is created a sort of false universe wherein everything they do is dedicated to moving those goalposts forwards, and continues to garner more and more and more followers. So essentially what happens is it becomes quantity over quality. Now, I've said this for many, many years. I said it 10 years ago, I've said it 7 years ago, and 5 years ago, that I would rather not become viral. I would rather become what some people call evergreen. I want people to keep coming back to me. I don't want to be like this one-hit wonder where in this small moment of time in my Andy Warhol 15 minutes of fame that I amass this large number of likes and followers only to find them go away and forget me. I would rather have 10 dedicated, honest followers, not followers, I would rather have an audience of 10 honest people who truly like my work and connect with me than to have 100 or 1,000 who don't. Because the thing is those followers, those fans that I actually connect to are real. They are the ones that are going to keep coming back over and over again. I've had readers come and go, and I've had readers come and stay. And I'll take those readers that come and stay over the other type anytime. Here's a little confession for you. And I may have confessed this before, but I'm going to do it again. I used to be a cosmetologist. I used to do hair. Not for very long, because I realized it just wasn't for me. I was okay at it, but it wasn't for me. One of the best lessons I learned while I was doing hair was a professional came to me and he said, your goal is to not look at people as a one-time transaction, but as a long-term commitment. Because it's great that you can bring in somebody and get them in your chair and do their hair once, and they pay you and they give you a big tip and then they leave and they never come back. That's fine. But if you can get that person to come back over and over and over and over and over again for years, that's an investment. And that's an investment worth making. And that is why when I have readers who I know, who I can see, have been moved by my work, who have made a connection to my work and have made a commitment to reading my work, I will connect with them. I will want to connect with them. If somebody comments on one of my videos, I will try to respond because I want to build that kind of community. I don't want these viral one-off followers who go, oh, this is funny, and then forget about me. I would rather have those people that come to me to say, oh, maybe he's got something else that I can learn from or be moved by. And the problem with those people that create their art around the idea of algorithms and working the system is that the art that they create can very often become hollow because it is geared toward the soulless aspect of art. It is not created to change, to illuminate, to affect, to educate. It is created for the wrong reasons. Now, it gets very difficult because a lot of the platforms like Amazon and YouTube and Google and all of those other platforms, they want us to try and follow the algorithms, to bend a knee to the algorithms, because they create them for a purpose. And if we turn our backs on them, what happens? Well, the truth is, if thousands and thousands of individual creators turn their backs on the algorithms, not much is going to happen because they still have their big businesses that will continue using the algorithms. But if you, as an individual artist, be you a writer, a musician, a a TV or film producer, indie, of course, an indie director or indie painter, whatever. If you keep trying over and over again to make the system work for you, or try to bend your process to work with the system, you are going to wind up frustrated. It's going to be like bashing your head against a brick wall, expecting that brick wall to finally give way. But what's going to happen is your skull is going to cave in. It's not easy. Being an artist in this world is not easy because technology is a great thing. Don't get me wrong. Technology is a great thing, but it is not on our side. Unless we control it, it is not on our side. For a while, for a long while, actually, people were foregoing the idea of having individual websites. Like authors all over the place, they were no longer having websites. And other types of artists were saying, no, website's pointless because everybody's going to Facebook and Twitter. So I'll just have a Facebook page. And I'll post all of my everything to Facebook. And it'll all be great. But then, Facebook being Facebook, decided to change the game. And now, if you post something to Facebook, it's iffy if anybody's going to see it. If you post something to your website and you share that link to people, those people you shared the link with will see it. Of course, you then have to know the people to share the link with. So it is a catch-22. It is a problem with multiple solutions, none of which actually solve the issue at hand. And trust me, I have faced down this issue for years and have yet to come up with a solution. However, the one thing I have decided over the past few years is I'm not going to give in to the problem. I am not going to write for the algorithm. I am not going to spend my money on Facebook and Amazon ads because those ads depend on the algorithms. And the algorithms are not in my favor. I know people who spend tens of thousands of dollars on Facebook and Amazon ads, only to break even. Now, that's great. If you're spending $50,000 on Facebook and Amazon ads and you're bringing in $50,000 worth of profit from your books, that's great. It's great on you because that's a lot of people reading your books. But still, that's a lot of money spent on a crapshoot. And I would rather spend that money and time and effort on making my process better, on making me a better artist, and in sharing my thoughts and ideas with other people. Because here's the deal. Here, the bottom line. With any artistic form, luck plays a bigger part of it than any of us want to admit. It takes the right person at the right time, reading the right book, or listening to the right song, or seeing the right television show, or the right play to make things happen. So why wouldn't you just spend your time and effort on improving your craft so that when that fateful day comes, that people start discovering you, you have this back catalog of artistic work that they can consume, and it is all so good because you've spent the time and effort making it better instead of spending the frustrating teeth-gnashing periods of time trying to understand how the algorithm works, because you never will. and Amazon and Google, and none of those companies are going to be there to share it with you. They're not there to say, hey,
You need to connect to a Wi-Fi network or install a SIM card first.
I said something that I shouldn't have said, and my phone picked it up. You probably heard that. I'm going to keep going. But those companies aren't going to grab you by the hand and say, hey, let me show you the way. They're going to hold out their hand for sure. But you know what they want done with it? They want you to grease that palm with your hard-earned money. Instead of doing that, spend that money on classes to improve your craft, on ways to, I only say this half-heartedly, but on ways to connect with other people, like going to conventions. I have made some very good friends going to conventions. Now, it's harder these days to go to conventions because a lot of them are being canceled, and some of them are really more about just authors connecting, which is great. But the crux of the issue is connecting with readers or viewers. See what I mean? And the problem is that algorithm is right there in the way, preventing you from making those connections. It's just like YouTube not sending out those notifications to people that follow my channel so that they can be alerted when a new video arrives. Now, usually I post my videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Tuesdays or Thursdays, unless I really have something important to say. But as a writer and an actor, I know the most important thing to me is being honest and truthful with my craft. And if that means I connect with one person or two people or three people instead of hundreds or thousands, then so be it. But the important thing is that I make that connection. And that connection is an important and profound connection. And good things come from it. An exchange comes from it. Like I've said before, one of the best things that has ever happened to me as a writer is when someone reached out to me to tell me that my books helped them through rehab. That was a very moving thing for me. It was more important than book sales or rankings or anything, because I actually helped somebody. I made somebody's life a little bit more tolerable. And I'll take that over beating an algorithm any day. So if you were sitting there trying to figure out how in the hell you're going to get seen on Amazon or Spotify or whatever, don't waste your time. Waste that time getting better at what you do. The effort that you will put in improving your craft will pay off far more than the effort you will put into trying to understand the algorithm. Because why? Because the algorithm is always changing. You might have figured it out on Monday, but by Friday it has changed so much that everything you figured out on Monday no longer applies. And that, my friends, is the truth. So forget the algorithms. Focus on you, your craft, your art, and the audience members that really matter. Thank you so much for giving me your time. I know how precious it is. And I hope that I have helped you to understand something, or maybe in this case, let go of some of the frustrations that are inevitable in the world of artistry. And if you know somebody that might benefit from this, please share it with them. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe and click that little bell and hope like hell that YouTube actually sends out notifications out to you. Most importantly, I hope that you and everyone you know and love has a wonderful, wonderful day.